Hello, I'm the Salmon and this is the Salmon FM and welcome back to my rebuilding the Zulus. Now, before we do get into it, I hope you guys are all good, I hope you're all well, and we finally have a roadmap out of lockdown. So, I'm looking forward to the 21st of June. I hope the rest of you guys are. Keep at it, keep going, keep pushing through, and we'll get there in the end. We've got a sort of a clear map now to get out of this whole situation. Whether it goes away permanently, we don't know. But yeah, so this is my Birmingham City rebuild. Obviously, on the previous episode, I said Birmingham City are my hometown club I grew up watching. So I'm sort of excited to bring you the second season. Now, if you remember from the first episode, we got promoted. And if I'm just spoiling you for it, why are you tuning into episode 2? Go back and check on episode 1 and see how we got promoted. It was a hell of a game. So, before we carry on, hit the like, hit the subscribe button. It would be perfect for my channel. So, thank you very much. And guys, let's just jump into this season. Okay, so before we have a little look at the players that we brought in, let's just have a little recap on the club's vision for this season going forward. So they have agreed to do improvements on the youth recruitment. They've allowed me to have more coaches. They've increased the junior coaching budget, as well as increasing the coach's wage, and they are working on improving the youth facilities. So, all hunky-dory, all going the way we want. So this year, of what they want is they want us to fight bravely against relegation. 4th round of the FA Cup, 3rd round of the Carabao Cup. So I had to do a little bit of wheeling and dealing in the transfer window. So let's have a little look at who I actually brought in. Okay, so first up we have Pierre Kalulu. He is a very, very talented young man. He came from AC Milan. I picked him up just for a couple of £1 million. I can't really complain. I think it's 1.8 million. He's got a good future ahead of him, and I think he's quite highly rated in the game. So I'm keen to see how it develops. He will go head to head with Ethan Lard, who has stayed on loan with us this year. So yeah, keep an eye out for him. Next we have Diogo Goncalves, is it? I can't pronounce that. Former Benfica player. I do believe he played for Notts Forest as well a couple of years ago. So yeah, I'm happy to have him coming to the club. Talented lad. Cost me 1.2 million and now he's valued at 10. So if I decide to sell him, that's pure profit. I felt I needed a new striker, and this kid has got what it takes. Now, he is going to cost me £10 million overall, but I'm very certain he is going to be well worth the investment. So I paid £5 million up front, £2.5 million if we stay up this year, and there's another £2.5 million if he gets to 50 goals, which I think he'll easily do. So yeah, it's a big investment, but definitely worth it. 19 years of age, he's got 14 finishing already. Now, I picked up Pedro on a free. He was let go by his previous club. I ain't going to pronounce that name at all. Morienrens, is it? I don't know. But again, he's a former Benfica player. He moved from them after not making an appearance to Tondela. Yeah, so I'm happy to have him. He's got great stats, and he's definitely going to be a first-team player. Now, the last signing I'm going to introduce you to at the moment, there is another one that comes in, but he comes in just after we start the Premier League season, is Igor Castillo. Now, if you remember my Botafogo save last year, if you have checked that out, I absolutely love this guy. Igor scored goal after goal after goal for me, and I was buzzing with him. He's left Botafogo, he's joined Porto, not really had the best of times in Porto. 13 games for the first team, 7 for the B team, only scoring 2 goals. So I brought him in because, well, a bit of reminiscence of FM20, I suppose. At this stage, the only notable departure was Mr. George Friend, who left for Derby County. I managed to get £600,000 for him, so yeah, I know he's a good player, but he wasn't really the best for me on here. Which is really mad because, you know, his experience, he's been there, he's done it. But yeah, he wasn't really the cup of tea for me, and I've moved him on. So a little look at how we got on in pre-season. We did do a little tour of Scotland. Played a couple of Scottish teams. I'm very happy with the way pre-season went, especially that one there. Can't really complain at that at all. Nice 1-1 draw against Barcelona. So we're back in the Premier League for the first time in 10 years. Happy and a bit annoyed at my opening games, starting against Southampton and Bournemouth, very winnable games. However, we then play Manchester City, Spurs, Chelsea and Everton all back to back to back. Not ideal, but we would have had to face them at some point, so get them out of the way early. Okay, so there was a few more transfers before the Southampton game was played and before the transfer window subsequently closed. First up was Jake Clark-Salter, joined on a permanent basis. Great to get him in. So happy to have him here. And he's worth a bit of money. We also had James Igbenekeme join us from Zaragoza for £3 million. Again, it's been a great addition into the centre midfield. Definitely an upgrade to what we had the season before. Ben Wilmot joined us from Watford and cost me £10 million. Again, good, great young defender. So again, he's going to probably be here for a fair few years. He had a bit of a torrid time on loan at Portsmouth, not getting a game. So yeah, it was definitely a coup to get him into the club, and he's definitely gone in straight away and become a starting centre back. And the last player I'm going to talk about in terms of transfers in is none other than Kenneth Taylor. The Dutchman has cost me £15 million once he achieves all of his add-ons. Yeah, played 16 games for the Ajax first team last year. So yeah, he's definitely a coup to get in. Great potential, great stats already at such a young age, and again he has been a mainstay in the centre of my midfield. So you find us here at the halfway point, and I couldn't be happy with how the season's going. We are finding ourselves in 12th place. We're doing really well for ourselves. We're winning games, we're drawing games, and we're not losing by many. Now, if you can see, we've scored 21 goals and we've conceded 25. Not a bad return, considering this is our first season in the Premier League, and the abundance of my squad is made up of youngsters, Championship players, and maybe one or two former Premier League players. So yeah, I'm happy. I'm buzzing with how we've been getting on. So let's have a little look at the schedule. So there we are. There's the schedule, and as you can see, we opened up against Southampton with a draw and beat Bournemouth. And then the 4 games that are highlighted as an issue, we lost every single one. Man City played us off the park, Chelsea played us off the park, and Spurs and Everton edged it slightly. There's been a lot of draws in there. We got battered by Man United 5-1. Managed to get a draw against Arsenal. Not too bad, not too bad. But yeah, and we've just obviously come off the back of a 4-3 win against Leicester. So, how did we get on in the Carabao Cup? Well, we were knocked out. First round. Well, second round. We played against Swindon Town, and we were shocking, to say the least. We were absolutely diabolical. We didn't get any highlights throughout the game. But yeah, so it was disappointing to go out that early, because obviously I wanted to go as far as we could like last year and get to potentially another semi-final and maybe hope for a final. But no, it wasn't to be. So yeah, sadly, knocked out of the cup straight away. I had the youth report come in, and apparently, according to the 2022 Youth Candidate Preview, I am set for a potential golden generation for the club. It's what I wanted last year, didn't get it. However, this year it looks like it's a possibility. So yeah, fingers crossed, it is a golden generation for Birmingham City. So I've jumped forward to the youth insight, so to show you guys straight away. Now, it wasn't really a golden generation for the club, as you can see. There's a couple of players that are very good, that have got high potential, but I thought there'd be a couple with higher ability. I don't know whether that would be asking too much, but I generally thought that would be the case. Levi Jones looks very promising though, so maybe not a golden generation, but a very good generation of players coming through for the club, and hopefully they'll develop. But this is only going to be 3 seasons, so no matter what, then we might not see them push on. But yeah, so that was just the intake. Nice to see some good young players coming through. Right, before we get into how we've been getting on in the league and who our LiveCom game is with today, let's just have a little recap of how we've been doing on in the FA Cup. Now, the FA Cup first round, we beat Wickham 1-0. Boring game, 1 goal in it. Needless to say, there's nothing else interesting happened. The fourth round brought us a 4-2 defeat to Reading. As you can see, I definitely B-teamed it, mostly. Hogan, Crowley, Clefton Bowd, Ryan Burke, Hardy Dean, Prieto. They haven't played much football this season, and they were very poor against Reading when they were given the chance. So, yeah, kind of justified my decision not to play them as much and tried to sort of ship them out the door. No one's took them yet at this point, but yeah, it's just a waste of a game, really. I wish I'd actually gone a little bit stronger, but you learn your lesson. So as for the league, you find us here in 13th. So today's live com is a bit of a dead rubber game. We can't be promoted. We can't get Europe. We can't get relegated. Leicester can't get relegated. So yeah, it's just a game just to wrap up the season and go from there. However, I figured I'd bring it anyway, and yeah, I've enjoyed it. We've stayed up. All 3 teams that actually come up have stayed up. Bournemouth have done the better out of us, Norwich and themselves. So yeah, we could theoretically finish in 12th and above Spurs if we win and Spurs lose. So without waiting any longer, let's just jump into today's game and let's get it rocking and rolling. So let's talk the tactic now. As you can see, I have swapped the tactic from earlier in this season. I've abandoned the Volante for now. I've abandoned lock, stock and barrel. I have introduced the salmon. So yeah, I have named it after myself. It's a little Liverpool-esque in the way Klopp sets up. However, I've swapped the false 9 out for a complete forward, as well as having 2 ball-playing defenders instead of just the 1. If you guys do want to take a screenshot and try the tactic out for yourself, by all means, I encourage you to do so. I think it's been brilliant, and it's got Birmingham City to a mid-table finish. With the aid of the Volante. So I actually think it works. It looks good. So welcome to the last game of the season. Okay, so here we are. We have kicked off. I have swapped it a little bit. I've gone to a 2D view. However, the replays will be in 3D for you guys, so we will still see a little bit of 3D. But I opted to swap it out from 3D to 2D purely for my own benefit and the fact that the computer is a little bit old now. But anyway, so I've enjoyed this season. I've enjoyed this save. I figured we've done really well for where we are as a club. There you go, we've jumped up to 12th already. Spurs are losing. So, happy days. I've got Manchester City. So, hopefully that will be a defeat for them. And as long as we can avoid defeat, then, yeah, all good. As Harvey Barnes knocks it up and Ivan Sanchez brings it. So, Sunic now, he finds it to Taylor. Taylor, what can he do? Taylor finds Bella. Jeremy Bella is going to drive now. He's going to drive inside. No, he's going to go back out. Can he get it past him? No, he finds Ethan Laird. Ethan Laird, who's already agreed to stay on another season at the Blues, gets past his marker. Kenneth Taylor, no, and it's cleared. Here we go. Sunic. What can Sunic do now? Can he keep it alive? He can. He finds Laird. Ethan Laird whips it in, and Schmeichel comes in and claims it. Sadly for us. Never mind. So, yeah. I hope you guys have been keeping well during this third and hopefully final lockdown. I'm madly happy to see that Boris has given us a roadmap now. As Lard has the ball. Is it Laird or Lard? Whips it in and it's cleared. But it's only as far as Kenneth Taylor, who finds Sunic. Sunic, who whips it out to Pedersen. Pedersen, what can he do? Can he get past him? He checks back themselves and finds... And Sanchez gets the goal! Come on! That's what we like to see. That's what we like. So, yeah. I'm buzzing about that. So, yeah. So, whatever you think of Boris, whatever, you know, and everybody's got their own opinions. It was nice to finally hear him put out a bit of a roadmap to get out of it. Well, is it too soon to send the kids back? Oh, Barnes. They're straight back in it. They're straight back in it. Right, it's time to berate them. Let's berate them. Well, there was supposed to be replays, but I don't know why it's not come on. Never mind. So yeah, what was I saying? So yeah, whether it's too early to send the schools back, I don't know. I'll be glad to see my little girl go back to school because I think she's really suffered with being away from her friends again, considering she was away from the first lockdown. So it'd be nice to see her get to see her friends again. But obviously, still that looming question. The last time we come out of lockdown, it was very much bullshit. So yeah, as I was saying, last time it was very much, it was clearly and obvious it was the schools that were causing the infection rate to go back up. Jeremy Bella is having an absolute nightmare. I think I'll take him off at half time. But yeah, whatever your opinion on that, it's yeah. Right, that was a very poor first half. Tactics. I am going to take off Jeremy Bayer purely because that was god awful, and bring on Fran Villalba. And let's hopefully we can get back into this second half and get into the win, or at least a draw to take ourselves up to 12th. As Manchester City have taken a 2-0. It's Son Heung-min who gets a goal against his former club. We just need the one goal now and we will finish 12th above Spurs, who I don't know why, but Spurs are really poor on this game. As they've gone 3-0 down now. I'm going to take that. Don't want him getting suspension because he will miss the first game of next season if he's still here. I might do a few more shipping out of players. Let's berate them a little bit more and let's swap to a more attacking approach. See if we can carve them open a little bit more. Kenneth Taylor's having a bit of a nightmare. Villalba, he's supposed to come off the bench to aid the team and he's playing absolutely diabolical still. So he hasn't exactly changed the game how I'd like. As Ikembe now comes forward, can he find Nuno? Can he release Nuno? Release him! Oh, at least Sanchez has picked it up. What can Sanchez do? He's driving in. It's in the post. Ikembe. Ah, he's in the post. Ethan Laird, come on. What can you do? Finds Taylor. No, finds Nuno. Let's get the equaliser. Come on, boys. Ikembe. Finds Sanchez. He finds Nuno. Who gives it back to Sanchez? It's fallen. Nuno. Ah! Oh, I thought it was going to be kept alive then. Sanchez is dying, so let's get him off. Oh, I thought we were generally going to get back into it then. As you can see, we have been the better team. I just need that out and out complete forward. I think Brian Bobbery is not there yet. He's going to be there. He's done well this year. I think he's got like 6 or 7 goals. He's been out for a few games as well. But that's it. Game over. Full time. Sadly, it's a live defeat. A few poor performances in there, but what can you do? Okay, so there you have it. We finished 13th in the end. Just a point behind Spurs. A couple of, 8 points off the top 10. Not really a bad return on our first run in the Premier League. I'm going to go away now. I'm going to make a few more tinkerings with the squad. So, guys, I hope you've enjoyed this episode. If you haven't already, hit the like and subscribe, please. And I will see you all very, very soon for Season 3 of Rebuilding the Zulus.